To order. Pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
President Dom,
Here.
Vice President Everard, Treasurer Zimmerman,
Present.
Secretary Wazorek,
Here.
Trustee Leahy, here, Trustee Zurich,
Here.
Trustee Zeller, here.
Okay. 4.0, Ron, would you, conservation ethic?
Absolutely. Goal number 6, to foster a conservation ethic among McHenry County citizens, helping all of us, regardless of the basis for our interest in nature, to develop a greater awareness of our role in and responsibility for the total community of life. Conservation ethic asks us to assume a moral duty to become educated about conservation issues and then to act on that information. Conservation ethic is an attitude that recognizes the importance of preserving the natural heritage of the county's open space. Goal number 5, to ensure sufficient integration of key district functions, i.e. educational services, site planning, land and facilities maintenance, facilities management, and natural resources management to maximize the overall effectiveness of the district.
Great, thank you. 5.0, conservation stewardship, pledge, Nora?
Yes,
Thank you.
we pledge to make a difference by standing up for our water, wildlife, and way of life in McHenry County. Our quality of life in McHenry County depends on healthy and sustainable natural resources, thoughtfully developed cities and towns, strong economy, and beautiful outdoor spaces to explore, discover, and recreate. Number 12, we will manage public lands through science and in a manner that is responsive and resilient to a changing climate.
Thank you. And acknowledgement statement, 6.0, Mike?
To many indigenous groups and tribal nations, including the Ho-Chunk, Kickapoo, Lakota, Dakota, Scouten, Miami, Peoria, Potawatomi, Sauk, Meskwaki, McHenry County is part of their traditional homeland. We invite you to join us in offering respect to the indigenous peoples living here today and their ancestors' stewardship of the land. Together, we celebrate these special places, seek to learn and honor the history of those who came before us, and strive to forge meaningful relationships with indigenous communities to deepen our collective connection to the land.
Great, thank you, Mike. We go back to 7.0. Adopting the agenda. Anybody have any questions or concerns on the agenda?
Any items to remove from the
Items.
consent agenda?
Thank you. That's okay.
Yeah, 13.4, I make a motion to remove item 13.4 for discussion.
Just need to remove it, so that's great, so,
We'll act on that separately.
right.
Okay, thank you.
Is that the only item on the consent agenda for removal?
I believe so. I don't think there was anything else that. Good.
Do we need a second?
You need to read as secretary to move all the items except 13.4.
Yeah,
Okay,
when we
thank
go
you.
to get to that part of it.
Okay.
So. Okay, we're gonna move on to introduction of duly appointed trustee. Heather, Paul, would you like to introduce?
Sure. So, at the county board, we had an opportunity
Oh,
to,
sorry.
Sorry to interrupt.
We need to have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm jumping ahead on the other
We got
pieces,
the-
so.
So may I entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
I'll make that
Just the agenda, yeah.
Moved and
I'll second.
seconded.
Trustee Leahy,
Yes.
Trustee Zurich,
Yes.
Treasurer Zimmerman,
Yes.
Trustee Zeller.
Yes,
Secretary Wazorek,
Yes.
President Dom.
Okay, now we can move on to introduction. Thank you, Paul.
yeah. Okay, so at the county board level, we had a lot of great, applicants for this trustee position and, Heather definitely, she stood out, amongst all of them. But what was great about it is that everyone that were there were all well. We felt were really good for the position, but Heather really did stand out. What I remember, hopefully I have it right, she's from Pennsylvania. She worked on the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, nonprofit. And been here about 3 years. Oh, well, welcome, Heather.
Thank
Yeah, she'll be great.
Good, welcome.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Yes, thanks for standing up and volunteering. All right, Elizabeth, you want to help me out on the introduction?
We're going to introduce 3 team members this evening, and I'm going to turn it over to our division directors. We'll start off with Gabe Powers, our Land Conservation and Natural Resources Manager.
Is Erin online?
She is.
Okay, start off with Erin. Erin Estes is from Island Lake. She went to Wakanda High School. She graduated from Northern Michigan University with a bachelor's in biology, mathematics, and physics, and did her master's coursework in biomathematics from Illinois State University. And Erin already has made impact in her short time here with database management and data analysis, helping out with some of our mitigation management. So we're very happy to have Erin on board as the database specialist.
All right, great.
You have anything to say, Erin?
I think you said most of it. I
Erin?
just want to say that I'm excited to be joining the Conservation District. I am a McHenry County resident, longtime resident, so I'm excited to be supporting and preserving our natural resources.
Great,
So
welcome. Thank you for joining us. Well, thank you.
Next up is Dr. Zachary Knittel, our Conservation Ecology Manager. Oh, I forgot to mention Erin came from the IRS previously. So we have another federal employee, former federal employee from NOAA. Zachary worked with the Office of Marine Sanctuaries. This is a homecoming for Zach. He graduated from UW-Madison with a BS in biology and aspects of conservation. And he was a seasonal for natural resource management back in 2012, 2014, and then got his PhD at South Carolina University in Marine Sciences. And Zachary right here.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Happy to be here. As Gabe said, I grew up in Crystal Lake and actually graduated from Crystal Lake Central. I spent a lot of time as a kid in hollows fishing and riding on the prairie trail. So Conservation District has always held a really special place in my heart. And I'm incredibly excited to be able to come back and give back to the place I grew up and some of the places that I spent a lot of time, both personally and, as Gabe mentioned, professionally for years.
Great, welcome back.
Welcome.
I'm pleased to introduce you to our marketing and design coordinator, Juan. He started with us back in April. He's a familiar face around here. He's park seasonal actually for 2 summers, and then came to us as marketing and promotions intern and then back full time. So we're very happy to have him. He has a degree in journalism, advertising, and media studies with a concentration in public relations and minor in communication and film. That's a mouthful. From University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and certificates in digital arts and cultures, Google Analytics. He had some internships at CBS 58, Family Province of Waukesha County, Marcus Theaters, and UW Milwaukee's Union Cinema, as well as Waukesha County Parks. So his skill set is a great asset to our team, and we're so happy to have him.
Excellent. Welcome aboard.
Good to be here.
Yes. All right. Move on. 9.0 trustees report. Anybody have any reports? Any committee meetings or anything?
Yeah, Liz and we met with Illinois Senator Darby Hills last week, and it was a great meeting. She's very open to wanting to meet her constituents in her district and what she can kind of do for support. So it was a really nice, presentation where we were able to, talk about the district and what we do. And she was extremely interested, and she wants to come out and see our parks with her Frenchies. So it was a very nice presentation and meeting.
Thanks for
Oh, and the Millstream Bridge. I went there with the McHenry County Department of Transportation for the grand opening of the Millstream Bridge.
Yeah.
Really amazing work. It was an 18-month project. They got it done in 16 months. They budgeted 9.6 million and it came in at 9.2. So they were under budget. But using newer technologies in, bridge construction and then also to, preserve the waterways and some of the openings for the wildlife underneath for the Kishwaukee access. And was just amazing to see, what was accomplished and how much concrete and asphalt was used and all the, the work and the people that were heavily involved in that project. So beautiful bridge, just gorgeous. If you ever get a chance, it's at Millstream and Cundy is the intersection,
Right.
north of Union.
Nice, yeah, I thought about going last week. So good, thank you for representing. Sure.
I just want to thank the district and all the staff and the hard work Hollows. Such a great turnout with the county, that the sneak peek and then the event on Saturday, just amazing. You guys put in so much hard work, and just I know the board recognizes all of you and see all that hard work, and it goes a long way. Just an amazing plan and action and execution of that area. I can't wait to be out there myself more and to see the community out there. But I got talking to some county board members and they were just in awe of it, and they were happy that they made the time to come out to see it. And so I just want to thank everyone for that.
Good. Also, thank our police force for doing the fishing and program. What was the name of it? Yeah, I can't.
Duck
Fishing, yeah, I knew there was like catching line.
Yeah, Saturday, and then on Sunday, they were at Rush Creek.
And I think, if memory serves me correctly, but a kid caught 58 fish.
Right, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, at the college. So that's.
Like
Oh, I know, I gotta find out who he is so I can go with him. I was
She's
shut
a
up.
fisherman, yeah. Okay. Paul, do you have anything to?
I got nothing, just want to wish everybody a happy 4th, safe 4th next week, so.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, basically, president's report, I just want to thank staff and all the trustees for putting up with me for 5 years, so. Thank you very much, and hopefully things will keep moving on as well as we got everything going, so, thank you. Public comments number 1, anybody out there?
I'm not seeing any raised hands online.
Hey. No raised hands, oh, there's a raised hand there.
Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to thank.
Oh, thank you, Bill.
To the predecessor. Time flies,
Isn't it crazy? Yeah.
but it's great to be on the other side of.
Yeah. You taught me a lot, so that was good. Well, thank you, Bill. Thanks for coming. Good seeing you. Good. All right. Consent agenda. It's all yours, Ron.
13.0. Board business consent agenda. 13.1. Approval of minutes of previous meeting. 13.1A, April 17th, 2025, Committee of the Whole, Executive Session. 13.1B, May 15th, 2025, Committee of the Whole. 13.1C, May 20th, 2025, Regular Meeting. 13.2A, Acceptance of Treasurer's Report for May 31st, 2025, as presented. 13.3, Authorization to prepare specifications and let bids for the siding of the Region 1 Ranger Shop in Glacial Park. 13.5, Resolution number 25-48, authorizing the Executive Director to execute an agreement with McHenry County Division of Transportation in naturally McHenry County as presented for the Prairie Trail Wayfinding Signage Planning Project. 13.6, resolution number 25-49, authorizing travel expenditures through the National Recreation and Park Association, NRPA, 2025 conference in Orlando, Florida on September 16th through the 18th, 2025 for Executive Director Kessler and Director of Marketing and Education Martinez McWater as included within the fiscal year 2026 budget for a total cost not to exceed $5,000. 13.7 Resolution 25-50 authorizing travel expenditures for the Soil and Water Conservation Society's International Conference and Workshop in Costa Mesa, California for Director of Land Preservation and Natural Resource Power at a cost not to exceed $1,745. Resolution that number 25-51 authorizing travel expenditures for the American Society of Landscape Architects, ASLA, 2025 conference in New Orleans, Louisiana for senior landscape architect promo at a cost not to exceed $4,000. Resolution number 25-52 accepting the 2024 Natural Heritage Stewardship Report as presented. 13.10 resolution number 25-53 establishing the fiscal year 2027 budget timeline as presented.
Great. All right, so we moved 13.4, so
We need a second on the consent.
is that we was it second?
Second.
Second.
Trustee Zeller,
Yes.
trustee Lightgev,
Yes.
trustee Zurich,
Yes.
treasurer Zimmerman,
Yes.
secretary Zurich,
Yes.
president Dom.
Yes. Okay. Now we'll need to discuss it.
Yeah. So we removed item 13.4 from consent agenda to discussion of the authorization to prepare specifications and let bids for the purchase and delivery of unleaded diesel and propane fuels. Need a second, so the discussion.
I have a motion second. I second.
Trustee Zurich,
Yes.
treasurer
No,
Zimmerman.
no, sorry. Wait, just hold on, we just have a motion second, we need to have discussion.
So that's
So,
true
yeah.
discussion. Yes.
I'm in my role.
She's going.
I'm ready to go.
We want to have discussion.
She don't have the door.
You're starting to sound like me.
All right, so,
Discuss amongst yourselves.
So we want to discuss the authorization to prepare the bids for purchase and delivery of fuel, diesel fuel, propane, with the requirement that all bids be based on a fixed locked-in rate for the duration of the contract rather than a variable or market index rate. So this is a change from what the district has done probably always, I guess.
For a long time.
I think it's of interest to the district and the board to try a different process. I think we can, my suggestion is, there's lots of companies and other, government entities that use lots of fuel that do it this way, that use a fixed price. And we can, assess and look after it even after the first year to see what that major difference would be in cost to the district. If a fixed price seems to work better than a variable rate. Chris?
So, yeah, I agree. I've been sort of pushing for this for a long time. I think I work better, especially this year with the uncertainty of oil problems. So now we.
Could I ask a quick
Yes.
question? Not my area of expertise, but so you're locking in certainty regarding the costs.
You
The
can,
potential downside is if it goes down, then we're locking in at a higher cost.
it's correct.
Okay.
So you can do it several different ways, but you can sort of do a monthly lock-in price of X amount of gallons, whatever, look at what your average would lock in for those every month or for every quarter or whatever to lock in.
Do we know how much fuel we're talking about?
We don't have this. Yes.
Yes, I have it.
How many
so
gallons?
The last 12 months,
And I will preface that we do this for propane already, correct? Propane is locked in
Correct.
at this type of situation.
Yes, so for the last 12-month period, we utilized just under 6,300 gallons of diesel and just over 39,000 gallons of regular gasoline.
So they're rolled out.
Our total cost for the 12-month period was 117,000 for gasoline and just under 20,000 for diesel. And the average cost per gallon during that same that we paid was for gasoline was $2.98. For diesel was $3.16.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those are some pretty good average prices. Not bad. But go ahead.
Sorry. So are you bound by the exact time that you have to make this contract? Can you play the market a little bit when you make that?
There's different ways to manipulate that, but most of the time you wanna just basically go in and take your gallons, lock it in now if you think it's gonna go up.
So
So you wanna lock in up to a year's worth.
So you're not waiting until a certain time when,
You can, I suppose, but not usually.
So this is letting the bid this time. I mean, if you were delay, I think our current agreement goes to start September 1st, is that right?
Yeah,
So if we don't bid prior to that, then we have no fuel. Right.
locked in, you
Locked
can
in.
buy it at the spot
Right, we could
market.
buy it directly, but without going out to bid. So that's the window we've usually advanced.
Who's our vendors now for
Our vendor is Concert FS.
For all
For
fuels?
both- For both diesel and gasoline, it's Suburban for propane.
Okay. John, Henning, do you have anything you could add to this as far as?
I think concert ought to be.
No, I mean, as far as the bid letting and that type of, what we're doing. Any history on that? Or?
I don't know, it sounds like a good price, but I was asking Andy how much tax you could take on. So I assume not paying all taxes that.
Right.
Right, but James, everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah, just for information's sake, I pulled our last fill up that we had at one of our stations was June 19th, so just last Thursday. And our cost per gallon on that fill up was $2.89. Price at the pump at that time was $3.59. So.
And that's an exception. I mean, we average about 30 cents is the differential, generally, for you're at 5 weeks of that, but generally that differential we pay what retail is about cents off.
So does the district own their own pumps or their own tanks? I mean, do you own the tanks?
I believe so, right, Ben?
Thanks, that's good for me.
So anybody can deliver.
What size tanks are they?
There's thousands, I believe.
Yeah, so some are 500 and some are 1,000, so yes.
Sometimes it makes different on.
Well, let me go back to you, Ben. I mean, what do you think?
I'm fairly new at this, so I know there's been history about this. I think Andy had reached out to one of our former vendors, Blue Petroleum, one of the salesmen that we worked with there, and I think he had some thoughts on it as far as timing and when the best time to bid is, and maybe some premiums involved.
Do you have any background on that, Andy?
Just from the conversations with James Joshua. I talked to him last year around the same time that we were talking about it. He really couldn't say one was more advantageous than the other, right? If you lock in and rates go down, you lose. If you're in the market, they go up.
big, gain, he said, is if budgeting's an issue, you know your budget. For us, we have it for 6 months, right? As our fiscal year starts April first, we're gonna lock it September. So we, but even then, historically, we've never, we're guessing, yes, so we usually just kind of budget it flat. Or maybe we think it's gonna go up a budget up. We don't have any idea more than anyone else. So that part of it would be nice to lock it. So that, I do think there's timing issues, Well, maybe we should think of breaking it up, maybe. Would that be a problem, I wonder? Good, we really haven't dove into it enough to really explore it. He did say the best time to bid it out was January through March. That's when it's most stable. The more volatile, there will be a premium, right? And you lock it in, nobody's taking a risk on it. They're gonna basically hedge whatever they need to do.
Right.
So that they're not losing money regardless of what.
Right.
Currently, he estimated our premium for the last year would have been about 20 cents. We would have paid 20 cents more. When I was talking to him on Monday and everything had just exploded in the Middle East, he said that premium was gonna be 50 or 75 cents, I'll let you know. And then by the time he got back to us, they had done the ceasefire and oil around it, and it came back at about 25 cents.
Right.
But that was a moment in time. So when you bid this out, you're not executing the moment they give you the quote, and that makes it more challenging to lock it in, right? So there's gonna be another way they have to hedge it, because they're saying, okay, we're giving you a quote today, but it doesn't start up here. So it'll be, it's hard to know. Probably at least 20 cents you're gonna pay to the gallon to lock that in, which they talked about being minimum. Yeah, there's gonna be a premium on it.
Are you bidding all of them at the same time?
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking, yeah, maybe we should,
Propane you can usually buy cheaper in the summertime.
right, which we are bidding it now, so now's the time to price it.
Usually January.
Yeah, maybe we should look at the liquids, keeping it the same. Just do it till January and then maybe try. Do it a lot in January. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, the way downside there's the administrative time, but if you do it for 6 months. Right. Get you to that January, then do it again and see how it goes, or maybe at the end of that 6 months, you go, what, let's go back to market. Exactly, yeah, I'm not gonna. But I mean, those discussions, I think we have to dive in. Well, there was a Connor Miser from concert was supposed to be getting a hold of on YouTube to talk a little bit more about it, so maybe in the next few days he will. All right. I'm not afraid of locking in, it's just new, I think the time is a challenge, so I think you can explore it and possibly look at a shorter window. Yeah, I think it's silly to try to change now, actually, if we talked about it, because there's gonna be quite a premium, what's going on, and time of year and everything else, so. Maybe we should keep it staying and then at the 6 month. We'll get, something.
So would the bid that goes out be for only a 6-month restrict that, based on what I'm hearing?
On the liquids, the two liquids, yeah, the gas,
What
it's
is
just,
so
yeah.
propane go ahead,
with the
because
whole
it
year.
seems like that works in timing, so it'd be a.
Yeah, now's the time, now's the time to contract. By July 15th, right? How fast can you write that up? When's your bids due?
Well, there will be due, towards the end of July, it'll be awarded at the August meeting and the contract will go into effect September 1st.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
bid,
we don't wanna delay that too much.
yeah, the
I've
bids
been hearing.
will happen in July.
Yeah, good. Good. All right. Then maybe I think, make this split it apart, put the two liquids, for 6 months and gas here. And then you guys can look at this again first the year. See if it's, beneficial to.
Sounds like staff is,
Yeah, if we're
at
agreeable.
least has a good interest of.
Yeah, I
making it
appreciate it.
work.
That's a burden on you guys, so it's easy for me, I'm not. Well, you'll be bidding twice instead of just the one time. No.
Correct, and this first bid, we will move forward with
With how you've been
the
doing it.
liquid, how we've been doing it, and then come the advantageous part, January to March is when we'll try the lock-in part. That's what.
Just a thought, yeah.
Okay.
If everybody agrees on it, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's not burdensome on the staff to together. You guys have enough history? Is it very time consuming?
No, the second part will, the first part we have ready to go, we'll just have to change the timing of it.
Yeah.
As far as the length, the second part, the only, I think, challenging part will be making sure we have our language correct for the lock-in
Yeah.
portion.
Well, I think by then you'll have
We'll
enough
have time
help,
to do that.
hopefully it'll.
Yes. We'll figure that out.
So we need to make a motion to adjust the timing.
Right, so my alternative language that I have
Yeah.
doesn't work, so.
At this point, it doesn't, no.
No, because we're heading in a different direction.
Right. But I think it's an okay direction.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, we just need to state it, so. I guess the question that I would have, we've had discussion, staff understands through the minutes what's being asked. So authorization to bid, we don't have any timing in the motion, but if you want to move into the motion, just as we talked about. Authorization to prepare specifications and let bids for the purchase and delivery of unleaded and diesel.
Right.
For 6 months
Yes.
at the variable rate. A market index rate, and then propane fuels at the 12-month fixed rate.
Right.
Fixed rate.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Do we need to do it? Does the board member needs to act?
well, I made I stated it,
Yeah.
but you can say what I
You can
stated,
say-
or say
Basically,
you
you're
agree.
Make a motion
The first
to,
one.
go ahead with what Elizabeth stated.
No, it's right here. This is the one we're gonna go with, just a 6-month period.
Right, yeah, so authorization to prepare specifications and bids for the purchase and delivery of unleaded gasoline and diesel fuel for a 6-month period starting the bid process in January. And continue with the same position as we've had with propane, with the fixed price, for a 12-month period for the year, moving forward here in the summers.
Got that?
Need a second?
Second. Moved and seconded.
All right,
Any discussion more? Questions? If none, we'll vote.
Right, trustee Zurich,
Yes.
treasurer Zimmer,
Yes.
trustee Zeller,
Yes.
secretary Wazorek,
Yes.
trustee Leahy,
Yes.
and president Dom.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
and just for, because Christie was asking me, the sidebar question was, well, we had a motion second, because you moved it off the consent agenda.
Yeah.
And so the action, our motion was slightly different, but we're not following Robert's rules. I think in this case, we have a lot of friendly amendments and things, and that just gets really messy. So we talked, just let's get it out there. We got the new motion that you wanted and we move forward.
Dress it up. in Minutes. Yeah. All right. All right, so. We'll move on to treasurer's report. Yes.
Item 14.1. Approval of bills payable for month of May 2025. There was a treasurer's internal audit. I did pull 3 items from that. The first one was invoice D9090 to Arturo Diaz reimbursement for hooked on fishing supplies in the amount of $220.37. The only reason, just I want to give a preface of it, the only reason I pulled it and I put this in the notice was just that's a large dollar amount to reimburse. And the only reason I ask it is just because I hate to see an employee's personal finances be debted $220. My question was why didn't we have a e-card available to this person to make these purchases or another purchase. That's the only reason I asked it, was just from an employee, just supporting an employee standpoint. I hate to see, anyone be out any money. It has to then submit a bunch of receipts and go through the reimbursement process. I'd like to see P cards used as much as possible. Second item is R5922, Jack Casco for herbicide labor services in the amount of $7,968. The last one is A1130 Ziegler's Ace Hardware with like various supplies, lithium ion batteries, grease gun for $279.06. So we'll get those before the next meeting. So I'll make a motion to approve the payment of bills payable as indicated on the submission of bills pending report for the month ending May 31st, 2025. I just need a second.
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 Trustee Zeller,
Yes.
Treasurer Zimmerman,
Yes.
Secretary Wazorek,
Yes.
Trustee Zurich,
Yes.
Trustee Leahy,
Yes.
President Dom.
No. Just wanted to say no. Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Treasurer.
One day.
I have a few of those once in a while. Executive Director's report, Elizabeth?
Yeah, just a few items for everyone. I think since we met last, not the cow, but the last monthly meeting, just an update. We were fortunate to be visited and had a wonderful day with the Friends of Habitat and our partners with U.S. Senator Durbin out to see the added addition that has been protected of the Tamarack Parks West. It's a great day. We had the reporters out there with the media, great coverage in the Northwest Herald. Just it was a wonderful day and to celebrate what has been accomplished through many individuals and years. So good to see that. And of course, our former Director of Land Preservation and Natural Resources, as Collins, was out there as well. Just a shout out, thank you for acknowledging the work the staff on the grand reopening of Lake Atwood, our planning team, Jen, is part of our team as well, and leaders, Sarah Rummel, as well as all the staff for all of the divisions that worked on that, from marketing communications to promoting the closing, and all the calls that came in is why is the site closed and why can't we get out and go fishing or access the trails, and of course we just said please wait until it's ready. We'll get it open to our operations team, the mobilization of natural resources and operations working to address some of the issues with the protection area for some webbing that was having a potential impact on wildlife and just everything that was worked together. So just a great day. And then of course the police department was done. So again, we haven't done a grand opening in a while and it was great to be able to get started. We also, tomorrow is the deadline for the Forward to 2040 Comprehensive Conservation Plan RFQ. And from that process, we will be reviewing hopefully quite a few proposals. I know at least we have one, right, John, that's come in? Okay, we have one that's at least not open, but we've identified, so hopefully all the rest will come at our doorstep tomorrow. And then there'll be an internal selection team to review the proposals, and then thank you, Trustee Leahy has been identified to be the trustee to sit on the interview team. It will also be joined by one of the directors from the foundation, along with Director LaValle. And then, of course, as the process moves on, there'll be more opportunities for board involvement, staff involvement, volunteers, and stakeholders. So excited about that project. And then just a reminder to the board, the district's foundation and board will have your retreat at the Blue Farm in Alden on August 2nd. So send out a reminder. I know Shauna has as well to reserve that date. And Kevin Ivers, our board president, of course, he shared all the great food that we're going to have at the cow. So if we weren't convinced to be there just for good companionship, come for the food. It is Pollinator Week. So in McHenry County and across the area, a lot of our friends and are celebrating that and the importance that our pollinators have. And actually, we had the hike with Mike this past Saturday. So thank you. We had many trustees that were in attendance as well. We were joined by the village president, Ray Bogandowski was there as well. And it was a great morning. We beat the heat. And the village of Lake in the Hills actually was one of the villages, many actually in McHenry County, that signed on with the mayor's pledge. McHenry County being the largest county in the state of Illinois, with the most mayors and cities signing on to the. So kudos to all of the individuals that have been involved with that happened with Habitat. And the next hike with Mike is July 19th. Wish everyone a happy.
So, thank you. Public comments number 2, I just received a letter from the Henry County Historical Society. And they're very happy that we did budget roof repair for the Kennedy House. And they'd like to see more put into the historical sites and completion of the repairs and just acknowledging that we are some motion that way. John, I'll give you this letter then.
I'm not seeing any raised hands online for public comment.
Okay, thank you. Public all here. Good.
We have one more thing before you can adjourn, President. So.
Yeah, the board and the staff want to recognize Christopher Dom for his outstanding contribution to the McHenry County Conservation District. He is hereby commended for his tireless effort and devotion towards promoting the long-term viability of the county's biodiversity, for encouraging responsible use of our natural resources and advocating for sound environmental practices, and for his tireless effort in working cooperatively with private and public individuals to support the benefits of conservation and the mission of the district. Trustee Dom served from September 15th, 2020 through June 30th, 2025. He served as board president 2023 to 2025.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate everybody for coming out and keep this thing alive. It's going real well, so great. And I guess Mike Zirk has got some beer that he's brewed and so you're all willing to. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm motion.
We can't say anything.
Well, you can say anything. Well, the president.
Yes.
There was something I really noticed right away about your leadership that I had not seen on other boards. And it was how you really involved the vice president in the leadership process. And the results came out very exceptional by doing that too. Just his strengths or your strengths together, however it worked. I had never seen that model before. I think it would be a great model for other.
Thank you. Hopefully it works.
Well, and then I can say something else. Right?
Yeah. Oh boy.
You're on a roll, man. Keep it rolling.
Oh boy.
Well, John, you had.
You want this?
You didn't,
I did, but it was via.
you didn't show up.
But you saw the buffalo.
I did. Well, no, I didn't. They didn't come up.
They didn't show up
They
either.
didn't show up either.
Yeah.
You were on the room.
This is a tradition. And it's called Keep You Safe. Maybe someday it'll become fashionable. They're to protect you against ticks.
Next time. So now I'm expected to be on the work.
Not about part about it. And now Gabe even agrees, because he suggested this for the volunteers, that you wear your tick socks over your pants.
Oh, so from getting our knee.
Very fashionable.
Right.
You're making a fashion statement, like I said. Well, thank you. That's very kind.
Kristen, I want to say on behalf of the staff, we really appreciate it and the board as well. Your leadership, thank you for the board acknowledging and the role of board president. We spend a lot of time, at least weekly, and particularly at board packet time of what's on the agenda, what's coming. Obviously, when there are incidents or other areas that direct. Also, I always, one of the great things is with the board presidents and those that have been out there that served in the president's role too, is that opportunity to really get to know the district and to really see things. And by the time you got it all figured out really well, right, it's time to roll off.
Yeah, that's the way that goes, yeah.
But I want to thank you. You led through, we were COVID to, obviously the most signature beyond a lot of activity that took on. Obviously the oak preservation that was of last month or so ago to protect another oak legacy project, but the proposition and the proposition
A lot of work.
was a lot of work, but it now sets the district so the board take care of these one things. So
You're welcome. Thank you all. Oh, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'm looking to adjourn.
Okay. Okay, we need a second.
What happens if nobody seconds?
Same second.
Yeah, I can't do it. We stuck you.
Okay, please.
I'll second.
Continue, Dylan. Okay, trustee Leahy,
Yes.
trustee Zurich.
Yeah.
Treasurer Zimmerman,
Yes.
trustee Zeller.
Yes.
Secretary Wazorek.
Yes.
President Dom.
Yes.
President Dom.
Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.